Well, welcome back, you beautiful spuds. Well, it appears I have gone and done it again. I've kind of jumped mid-game. I didn't finish it. For anyone who had been watching my last videos, the ones over, Evil West, I got to a point where just editing it, I feel like I had already said everything I wanted to say. I hope no one feels unsatisfied. At no point am I just saying, I'm done. I'm just going to leave it to you, dear fellow spuds. If you want to see more, help motivate me.
Separation from main transport complete. Group 8 delivered to Calistian region. All pioneers functional, initiating dispersion. Attention Pioneer, I am Ada, your personal instance of the Artificial Directory and Assistant. Welcome to the Fixit Incorporated Save the Day program. A Fixit Pioneer has 3 core assignments. Construct. All pioneers must follow Fixit guidelines and instructions when constructing any building. Automate. Every pioneer is responsible for setting up and managing efficient pipelines, outposts, and power infrastructure. Explore and exploit. Fixit selected planets are rich with resources suitable for direct use or further investigation. Stay within your designated. And that is why the world is counting on pioneers like you. Fixit. Short-term solutions to long-term problems. Initiating planetfall. Atmospheric entry in 3, 2, 1. Beginning aero assist. Drag within acceptable parameters. Descent phase begun. Decelerating. Deploying parachute. Deploying backup parachute. Skipping parachute. Landing phase begun. Activating retropropulsion. Touchdown. Planetfall complete. Drop pod integrity nominal. Omni situational exploration suit nominal. Pioneer. Acceptable. Congratulations, you are the 3rd in your region to survive planetfall. Welcome to Massage 2, AB-B, in the binary system of Akicha. Loading objective-based introduction. Begin onboarding. First contact safety tool supplied due to presence of alien megafauna. Adhere to Fixit procedure and equip the Fixit Inc. Xeno Zapper before leaving the drop zone. Next objective. Dismantle the drop pod. Fixit Incorporated as cost-effective and efficient. We do not waste. The drop pod will be recycled to construct the first stage of the habitat and utility base, often referred to as the hub. Next objective. Use the resource scanner to find and collect additional iron to be able to build the hub. If you cannot find iron, be assured scans of the planet have revealed sufficient iron sources.
I've switched to Satisfactory because I also am having some problems with my Xbox. I don't understand why, but it's not wanting to record my clips through it internally. And I'm not sure if it's my hard drive or the fact that the Xbox is
Potential edible collected. Eating it and surviving does not count as a valid field test and does not generate enough data for Fixit to make an informed decision. Store this potential resource for later use.
Maybe I just wore out the component that actually video records on it. It is just the basic little...
Next objective. Use the build gun to construct the hub. Iron is a base component necessary for all near future progress, so ensure you build the hub close to iron sources. Fixit does not pay by the kilometer.
The lower version, no CD drive, it's just the Xbox Series S, and maybe I left it on too long. I don't know. I don't know if I overtaxed it all of the times I was recording for long periods of time while at the same time playing. I know there's been many times that I felt my Xbox is super hot, so possibly.
Hub foundation built. The hub terminal and crafting bench are only the humble beginnings of a successful Fixit pioneer, but essential for the next steps of onboarding. Once finished, the hub will function as your base of operations. Next objective, complete hub upgrade 1.
I've messed the Xbox up on its recording capabilities. I'm not really sure, but the last video anyway was only recorded in like 320p. Something happened wrong. I don't even know. I had been trying to record it in 720, but for what I can tell, I can't get it to go higher than 320 for the last video. And I just didn't want to... no one was watching it anyway. Maybe that's why no one watched it. I didn't really have a lot to say anyway. The game is just very repetitive, and I felt like I was just repeating myself. I had nothing new to say, and so I'm just gonna drop it at that. So, this game that you see is near and dear to me. I have over 500 hours.
Hub upgrade 1, storage and frame, completed. Equipment like the portable miner can now be made in the workshop. Congratulations on completing your first milestone, the first of many providing access to new recipes and technologies for the Fixit mission. Next objective, complete hub upgrade 2.
Not on just one game, but on multiple playthroughs. This game has been in early access for a long time. It finally got an official release a while ago, and I hadn't stepped back around to playing it. Some of it was computer difficulties. My laptop, while was good at the time, a gaming laptop, it definitely needed some maintenance. I had to clean out the fans, put some new thermal paste, and even then, it's not a perfect fix. I have ways, and what I'm doing right now, I can record. I am limited to the monitor that I have, so I am still in 720p, though this one should be 720p, and I'm hopefully soon going to get myself back out of the Stone Age, though this is a PotatoStream, I do warn you, and get back into high def, at least 1080, and get a little bit better quality. I'm working with what I got, and I'm not a professional. I'm doing the best I can. So, I hope to be able to walk you through this game, and you can maybe enjoy with me and see how far of a crazy factory that we can make. I hope I don't lose you, and show you the complexity and sometimes the building funkiness of just trying to manage space and optimization and making everything look good while, fundamentally, if it works, even if it's a hot mess, I guess you could say, well, it's working, I guess it's fine. Though it's always good to keep refining, making things look nice and not just have it a jumble nightmare of how the hell you got this the way this is. Like, okay, it's cool, it works. How does this work? A little breakdown. You are basically a rando factory worker, explorer. You work for the Fixit Corporation, and you have been sent to an alien planet to make all of its resources. You want to build and exploit. The more you go and find, the more you realize you can turn that into something too. Everything on this planet is going to be for the overlords in outer space, your bosses in the galaxy that are Fix-It, and they want you to play the game of capitalization. They want you to do the finest work possible. Find everything, make the things that you can, and then ultimately ship orders up into the clouds, into the out into outer space. They want stuff, your job is to build it.
Hub Upgrade 2, Power and Shell, completed. The smelter can turn raw ore such as copper and iron into ingots, and the biomass burner generates power when fueled. Fun fact: most of the native flora and fauna is compatible with Fix-It technology. Fueling the biomass burner with inappropriate materials will result in deductions or even cancellation of your yearly bonus. Next objective: complete Hub Upgrade 3.
You're in a futuristic world where clearly all buildings have been already designed, and you have a little handheld device that allows you, as long as you have the base raw materials, it'll materialize any object and can dematerialize any object that you have made with that little handheld device. Super powerful. The world as we know it for Satisfactory is on a scientific and amazing high level of sci-fi on what they can do. This game is one of those, you start off gathering, and then you're going to work your way up to actually being able to make everything automation. And then being able to optimize that automation where it is self-sustaining, you don't have to mess with it, and there is many stages. As you go, you get to upgrade stuff, which then can sometimes cause you to have to go back through, delete everything you did because you had limitations, and sometimes you're just left with that. But then when you get more opportunities, you then go back and go, oh, I can just restart over. The one thing that is really good about this game is nothing you do, unless you find a weird glitch and you drive off the map or something, or your save file gets corrupted, and those are really rare, and I have never had that happen. But every single building you drop, you can always pick it back up, you can re-dematerialize it, you get everything that you spent. So you always have, and there are games where I'm like, I don't like that. There should be a penalty, when you're playing Ark or you're playing other survival games. So this isn't a survival game, weirdly enough.
Samples of unknown alien species acquired. Their weaponized plasma is most likely stored as a stable chemical substance in an organ close to their mouth, and only turns volatile when exposed to one of the chemical elements in the air. Preserve the remains for later study.
You are literally a exploiter of a planet. You are here to industrialize this planet. Now, there are survival aspects where you have to fight the local aggressive animals or creatures on the planet, but in no way are you don't ever see your character really eating or sleeping or that, though it is implied that you have a quarters, and if you play with somebody else multiplayer, whenever you exit out, your character will take a little squat and you can actually see them drinking a cup of coffee on a lunch break. So it is kind of nice that they have that. And so, with that, the game is not survival. So with the building aspect, it doesn't want to penalize you because believe me, there is so much to this game, so much complexity. It doesn't need for you to lose supplies because you're going to be honestly just trying to manage everything and make it look nice and being able to lead. If you accidentally drop something or realize you have to move it, the game would not be fun and it would have lost everyone. I would myself. The ability to just delete and restart over with nothing lost makes it great because you can, if you midway realize you have made a major catastrophe, you can just undo it. And especially, like I said earlier, there are parts in the game where you have to go back through and a design that worked before, you might realize, oh, I have to I can make this so much better, so I'm just going to delete and start over. You know, the only limitation is you can only hold so much, so you may have these little piles of just moving day boxes all over the place until you can re-pick it all back up and move it to where you want. Because if you delete stuff you don't have inventory for, it just makes it all in this nice little crate that says, hey, there's stuff here, you need to get it at some point, and it can pile up. But the game has a nice little feature, as long as it's not, and this is later game, radioactive material that's harmful. You can always just delete anything that you don't want to deal with. Now, you don't get any benefits, and there are benefits to having extra stuff where you can actually mulch that away and basically turn it into a reward ticket system that you can then purchase new buildings, new items, new things to make your life convenient. So having extra supplies of each of the base materials or of the parts you make with those is a good thing, and the game does want you to get extra pieces and then redeposit them into like a trade system where you trade them in for points, and then those points unlock tickets, and then those tickets you can unlock purchases for other things. Super nice. Even to the point, I would never do it, but in a pinch, if you got the tickets and you don't want to make something, there are even some of the items that you can find, make.
Samples of new alien species acquired. Notable features are blunt teeth, suggesting it is herbivorous, and a thickly plated skull and spine, suggesting it is proficient at inflicting and receiving blunt force trauma. Preserve the remains for later study.
You cannot just purchase those with tickets. Again, I would not recommend it because the tickets start to get exponentially harder to get. More points are needed. It's like a leveling system. So even though you could have gotten 30, 50, 100, 300 tickets, as you get tickets, it gets harder to get more tickets. It's not impossible, and there's never at any point that you can't get more tickets. But you're going to have to start depositing and selling so many more items to the point that it is ridiculous how long it would take for you to acquire a new ticket. So purchasing unlockable stuff or building plans and that makes sense. Usable resources, I would only say buy parts after you've already purchased everything that you would want to unlock, because you can actually miss out on some stuff for just resources that are really you can just get if you just put a little bit more time. And this game is all about putting time into it. So realistically, if you're wanting to rush through this is not the game. This is a game that is far from rushing. It's all about trying to plan ahead, because the quicker you get there, the more you realize you did not set a strong foundation to make it there. So then you have to go back anyway and fix the beginning so that you can have your parts and all that can lead up to the next stage, the next thing you've unlocked, the next thing you want to do. It just doesn't happen if you don't do it the other way, or you're just going to find out you're going to struggle. This game is all about, really, it's kind of complex. I love it, but it is about making it self-run, and it's about you have to do math.
Hub Upgrade 3, Interior Furnishing, completed. The constructor can produce simple parts, and power poles allow for the expansion of the power grid. When you make the inevitable mistake, Fix-It's dismantling feature is designed to salvage all resources used during construction, in line with our zero-waste policy. We understand that Fix-It pioneers are only human and thus prone to error. Next objective, complete Hub Upgrade 4.
Project planning, you have to look at floor plans. I mean, basically, you're almost becoming like a part-time fake engineer, trying to figure out a floor plan. You're almost, this makes The Sims, building a house on Sims look like a joke. You're trying to make a huge planet into just a working factory. And the name says it all, because it is so satisfying making this factory that just works, especially when you get it done and everything's smoothly doing. And you're like, oh, I did this. I love it. So, with that said, as you are clearly watching me and I'm playing this game in the background, I kind of have it snipping back and forth when it is talking. So, I'm not actually pausing. I'm just kind of breaking my video up so that you can also hear what's going on in the game. So, with that, I just, you got to think of stuff to say while you're playing, and if I want to be engaging with you, my dear spuds that are floating with me down this potato stream, I just wanted to take a small moment and ask you, are you doing okay? How are you? I'm glad you're here. I really hope you're doing well. You've taken the time to float with me. So I'd love to hear from you. Give me a comment. Tell me what you think of me, of this video, of my channel. Don't be shy. Give me positive, give me negative feedback. I would say, please keep the language to a respectful tone. Try to stay away from vulgar comments. I don't really screen much of what's in my chat in the comment section, though I will remove it if it's just downright hateful or a weird scam link, or it's just I will screen stuff. But for the most part, I really have I would love to have more people comment, to be honest, and I just want to hear from you. And that's really all I'm going to say. Of course, if you're here, give me a like, give me a subscription. If you want, put me up on your wall. I'm not going to beg you, though, so let's just keep moving along. Look, let's say this. I've already given you my little speech. I've asked about you. I've asked for a comment, a like, a sub. So enough about you. What about me? It's my time to say something. Unless you want to pause me and then you can say something, and I'm cool with that. But since it's my time to share, let's just talk a little bit. I would love to talk with you, my dear fellow spuds, as we're playing. I just kind of wanted to just have a conversation with you. I hope that's okay. So, just a little bit about me. If this is your first time coming here, or if you've watched my videos before, hopefully if you haven't picked it up, I do live in the States, the United States of America. And as far as whereabouts, I try to keep that a little vague. You don't need everybody on the internet knowing a whole bunch about you. It is a crazy world we live in. So let's just say I live in a small town. It's mostly rural, but I do have the city close by. I'm not really in the sticks. My small town has Wi-Fi, has the internet, and lo and behold, fiber has just made its way into my quiet little town. Maybe my poor ass will at some point be able to convince my wife to switch over from our current internet plan and plop on over to fiber. I'd love that. I'd love to be able to see the real power, the real speed of being, realistically, it'd be able to possibly start doing live streams. I could maybe even go back to Twitch, which is what I originally was trying to do, but realized that my town's internet was so poor that I didn't have the ability to play the game and stream the game to Twitch at the same time. Fiber could possibly fix that for me. I mean, surely it would, and then I could actually have people possibly join me while I'm playing a game, and then we could have an actual conversation, not a one-sided conversation. Well, again, you can always pause, give me a comment, but then we could actually engage, and possibly that is something hopefully soon I can modernize, and I can push myself further. I'm always trying. What I've done on this channel, I will still say again, is still beyond what I ever thought. I didn't think I'd go this long. I didn't think I'd make it this far. I didn't think I'd have this many subscriptions. Now, that doesn't mean I'm still a nobody and that a lot of people still don't watch my stuff. I get it. I'm not anything special, but I love what I have done, what I've accomplished, and I love that you're here floating with me. And I like that I get to do this. This is my part-time job, but I love it. It's so much fun. I enjoy it. So, with that said, past this little town of mine, I guess one of my main subjects I would like to talk about, though I really don't want to talk about it in the sense I don't want to argue about it. I guess what I want to say is I led with how you doing, hope you're doing good. And it's just, it's just amazing. I turn on YouTube, you just watch other people, doing the same thing like I'm doing. Well, maybe better than what I'm doing, but you're listening to news feed, you're watching TikToks, you're watching Facebook Reels, you're watching YouTube Shorts, and it's just, man, you look around and if anyone, like, just elephant in the room, like I said, I live in the States, so if you've lived in the States, if you don't live in the States and you're watching me, there's been a critical event that just recently happened around the world, or in my world, and that would be what the news feed, what everyone's been talking about, is what the vote for the president of the United States. And wow, what a loaded, very controversial topic. And believe you me, I'm not here to talk about politics, really. I'm not here to get into who I support, what I believe in the sense of, like, I have my own opinions, just like you do. I'm not here to endorse anyone. What I would want to say is, the reason I bring it up is I just feel so many people are so heated about the subject. And I get it. I understand. These are subjects, these are things that people are passionate about. And with passion comes that heated side of things where you take things very personal, where you can get triggered if things don't go the way you want them to, or if things go the way you want them to. You can have you can make yourself in this, I'm trying to say this right. You definitely have right now, Trump won. You have lots of people that are sore losers. And I don't mean that in a hateful way, but they're sore. They've lost. The world is doomed, and everything is going to be taken from them. And then you have on the other side, you have people that are in that same thread of not being bad, but in that same thread. They wanted Trump to win. Trump won. And now they will brag and rub it in your nose. And they're going to say, look, we saved the country. Everything's good now. You guys, you liberals, you people can just get out of our way because we won. And I guess that's why I wanted to talk about this. Not to endorse anything, but just, I hope, my fellow spuds, that you would share, and I really am hoping that you would share my own personal opinion that everyone, the two candidates that we had to choose from, I mean, there was more, but at the end of the day, we're just gonna apple and orange. There was really only two people that was ever going to get elected. And of those two people, it was a personal choice. Now, you could have chose for nobody, or you could have chose for one of the outliers. But at the end of the day, there was two candidates. They were for sure one of them was going to be it. And, I think it was a personal choice. I'm glad so many people went out and voted. I think more people should have still went out and voted. Definitely. I think our voice matters, though at the same time, our voice is small. So you need to realize that, wow, your voice matters, or at least this is my belief. Understand that sometimes you're going to be on a side that is not the majority, and sadly enough, if you're not the majority, that's not the direction it's going to go. And of course, you're going to be in a position where you're now mad that it didn't go the way you wanted. And I would just hope that we as fellow spuds can learn to, because I'm really, if anyone's heard me, I lean towards I want a community where us fellow spuds can have different opinions, but we can love each other and we can respect each other, maybe from a distance. You don't have to, if you don't like somebody, you don't have to like them. But when I say love, I mean love in a personal respect of, like, you're a human being. You and me are on the same ground in the sense of intrinsical value. Like, you and me are no different in the sense of being a person. That doesn't talk about anything else of what can separate us past that. And that's where you get to, again, more heated topics of, like, all kinds of stuff that would range from other differences. But at the end of the day, we're both people, and we are both equally valuable. And I think that's what I always try to focus on, and like with this main event that happened, this big event, I don't think at anyone. My piece on watching everything is I feel like we need to stop shaming people, stop shaming them for believing for who they voted for. If you voted for the winner or if you voted for the loser, if you voted for Trump or you voted for Harris, don't make it to where the other side is the bad guy. We both have different views. Now, of course, if you are a bad guy and you want to hurt other people or you don't value people the way I've defined it, of loving them on at least we're both people and we both need to just learn to exist and enjoy each other's individuality and accept each other's individuality, to the extent of, you are still you. I can't stop you from, there's always going to be a difference, but that doesn't mean anything. We still all deserve respect from each other, is what I'm trying to get to. And so with the two candidates, I would have to say I would hope we don't do, all of the fighting. And, I want peace. I would hope, even if Trump won and I'm wanting there to be peace. But at the same time, for me, just so anyone understands, if Trump would have lost, I still want peace. Regardless of who wins, they're these tip-top 1%. These are the people that make it, that end up leading. But they're not us. They're not the people, us fellow spuds. We all, regardless of who's in command, who's got the next 4 years, we are the ones that are seeing each other each day. We are the ones that are living with each other. We're the ones that should try to get along. We need to get along. We should get along, despite our differences. And, to take a step back, remember that while we have different feelings, different beliefs, we're all just trying to follow our heart. We're all trying to follow what we believe. And we all are Americans. At least, now, of course, if you have opinions and you don't live in the States, your opinions still matter, but at the same time, you are a little removed, though I guess you could say you're affected globally by it. But all I'm trying to say is we all have different opinions, and whether you live here or not, I think we should all be able to try to understand at the end of the day we have different opinions. But I live in a democracy, and I still think whoever wins, it's a democracy. I don't believe any of the outliers, so I guess you could correct me on that. But I think at the end of the day, the average person, we don't want to be in a fight. I don't need to feel that because I have a different opinion, I'm going to be punched or stabbed. And I hope that nobody would do the same. I'm not going to punch or stab you because you believe different than me, and I hope you wouldn't do that to me. I hope that we would all be able to just voice our opinion. And of course, if you say stupid stuff, I do think to an extent you should be able to say some stupid stuff as long as it ain't a call of violence or anything. But I would say if you're being really stupid, your actions and words, they're going to be used against you. They're going to prove. So, say stupid stuff and you'll realize that you're going to have no ground to stand on. And I would hope if you're saying stuff out of hatred or out of anything more than that, then I would hope, look, let's all try to figure out how to get along. And that's easier said than done. But I just hope, I guess that's my, while I'm playing this and sharing and wanting to talk,
This semi-slug species seems to persist entirely through absorbing and storing energy from its surroundings. Studying this could provide new methods for improving fix-it production line efficiency. Store this potential resource for later use.
I just hope that, we can find peace inside and be mindful of others. This is not a time, definitely, I would have to say, for anyone who voted for Trump, don't gloat. Don't be cruel or mean. Try to be compassionate and kind. We have to understand each other. And to understand means we have to have compassion. If we can't show compassion, then who are we? And do we deserve compassion? To me, I feel if I can't be compassionate, I would never expect it from somebody else. I would say I wouldn't even deserve it. Though I don't promote self-harm or self beating yourself up in the sense of where you just, oh, you're a bad guy, because you feel this way. I'm just saying, we just need to understand that there's going to be people happy, there's going to be people sad. But at the end, we need to find a way to find peace. We have to mend. And we need to understand that in 4 years, whatever happens, we're going to be able to vote again. We're going to be able to make our voices known. We have these 4 years now to try to heal, or we can have these 4 years to try to hurt each other. And I don't think any of us should be trying to hope for that. We need to just try to build each other up and do the best we can with what each day brings us.
Unknown crystalline mineral collected. This mineral is composed of the same chemical elements as quartz and may yield similar industrial functions. Store this potential resource for later use.
And that's it. That's my rant. That's all I'm going to say. All I want to touch on the matter. Though, of course, feel free to add anything in the comments. If you have a want or you want to need to say something, I will re-say that I don't have a dog in this fight in the sense of I voted, but I hold no victory or defeat over what happened. I feel the way I am. I did have an opinion, but I don't feel burdened with the result in the sense that I voted and then I left it to what democracy would be. And that's for me. So whether or not my vote mattered or not is, in my mind, it did. I voted, I said my piece at the ballot, and then I'm done. If it mattered more to me, I guess I'd call my congressman or I'd complain to elected officials. At the end of the day, though, for me, I voted, and now nothing changes for me after my vote. My life is going to do exactly what it would be before. I was one vote, so, and I would say I did not campaign for either side. So the fact that Trump won had nothing to do with me. I did not convince anyone or not convince anyone to vote for him. And so that's all I have to say. Though, of course, add anything in the comments you want to say to me. I want to say that, keep it at least I have no problem with anything you say, but try to keep it family friendly to an extent, or I guess too much and I'll have to remove it. I don't want to do that, but I don't want to have mean comments that would affect other people from commenting. But we'll just have to see how it goes. Ultimately, I would say we have to live our life and our minds in what we trust and what we believe in. And of course, I always would say, regardless of who you are as a person, I always want you fellow Spuds, you beautiful fellow Spuds actually, to have a wonderful day. And I want to be able to not only for you to go out and enjoy your life and just be living and enjoying and being secure, that you have that comfort and stability. At the end of the day, most of you, for me, I just try to live my life to the best and fullest I can. I go to work, I hang out with friends, I try to be there for my family, I try to be there for strangers, I try to be friendly with strangers, I try to do as much as I can. I've used this platform of YouTube so that I can share my love and comedy with all of you. These videos on, the TubeU of, me gaming, silly videos, which leads me to a segue. I do need to start work on another short soon. I feel like I've been lazy, probably more like overworked or, I don't know, just plain busy. And I've kind of been lacking in the inspiration, so that's gonna have to be amended, and soon. Cause really, I need to get something else out. Besides that, I'm telling you, I almost want to be spending more of my time outside. I don't know, this weather, the situation, at least for me locally, I don't know how the area is where you are, my fellow spuds, but
Hub upgrade 4, landing platform and utilities completed. Conveyor belts connect the output of one building to the input of another and transport resources. Due to past incidents, I have been asked to issue a clarification. Portable miners, obviously, do not have a connection for conveyor belts. There is nothing to suggest, visually or functionally, that they can be connected to portable miners. If this is something you struggle with, do not worry. Fixit has alternative uses for all their pioneers. Next objective, complete hub upgrade 5.
each day as this season of fall comes and it's starting to, the season of fall is like drifting into winter, like, oh, the temperatures have been nice, the nice breezy airflow, watching leaves fall off the tree, it has been very pleasing, very relaxing. And I'm gonna be honest, this is like the perfect time to start doing it. I love a cup of coffee, and I really need to just get my butt out there and enjoy the nice weather, sipping away on a nice caffeinated beverage, nice warm caffeinated beverage, and just enjoying it. It's just nice. I mean, here soon, winter's going to be rolling through. We're going to have heavier apparel, coats, hoodies, gloves, earmuffs. And though I'm not a big earmuff or glove guy, I mean, I guess if you're shoveling snow or cleaning the snow off your car and you need some extra warmth, then yes, I'll put it on. But usually, I'm going to be honest, and you can believe me or not, but I completely can walk outside and have walked outside barefoot in feet of snow, walked around, and have proved that my feet go numb, they'll go red. I'm probably damaging my body, but as far as like other having frostbitten toesies, I don't do it often, and I haven't done it in a while, but it doesn't really bother me. My feet have always been kind of extra tough to the cold, and I've never really had to worry about I'll just wear regular socks half the time. Or if I do wear longer socks, it's because I'm wearing boots because of my job, and I just don't want to, make the back of my ankle raw. But as far as temperature wise, no. Though, I've always been kind of an odd one with that, and, and while I seem to, my body has some weird quirks, because like I have that where I can walk outside in the cold with, in snow without having any problems. I also can pretty much eat almost any hot food and my lips will go numb and I will suffer before I will not be able to eat it. But I try not to destroy myself by getting too courageous with spicy food. And then on top of that, if you do go into the woods or slightly wooded area, I actually am immune currently to poison ivy, poison oak. As far as I know, I've never bumped into like poison sumac or anything else, so I don't even know. I'm assuming I'm immune to that, but I don't know. But yeah, I can rub poison ivy and have over my body. Just rub it in. It does nothing to me. However, if I do that, then my friends and families and strangers, anyone who I have contact with, has a good chance of getting poison ivy or poison oak. So I just don't do that because I'm not dumb and I don't want to hurt other people. And of course, there's always a chance that I've heard, and this could be a fake statistics, but 6% of the population is immune. But of that 6%, you could, and there's no reason why, but at any point you can just stop being immune. Sometimes it just gets a little degree more, or you can become violently allergic after being not allergic your whole life. So I also try to not limit how much contact I have, not because I'm afraid of it, but for others. Though what's weirdly is I can do all that, but like my allergies to pollen, to mildew, to just breathing in general, I literally, just stepping outside is kryptonite to me. Without pills, I would literally be a wreck with the worst case of hay fever, runny nose, blurry red eyes. I would be miserable. I don't know what I would do without my trusty little modern day medicine, because I literally can't function. Anytime the season change, it just drives my allergies crazy. But that's enough about me. Let's kind of get back to the game. Let's see where I'm at right now. Oh my goodness, I'm already at 45 minutes of gameplay. Well, actually, that's not true. Hold on, let me do some math. So with all of the fast forwarding, I'm at about 52 minutes of gameplay. And I've still gotten a long way to go. I have a lot more recorded. I have a lot more I want to say. I feel like I'm at a good stopping point. I've been talking for a long time, and I would love to just see if this gets a lot of views and if it's worth doing another video. Though I'm going to be honest, even if I get no views, I'm probably doing a second video. So, with that said, you beautiful spuds, thanks so much for floating with me down this potato stream. I hope to see you again soon. Look, I want you all to have a great day. Now, have a wonderful day, and I'll catch you on the next one. Later.